Hello, I think we've just kicked off the first pull of the Awadh Kheladies versus ATC game here on Field 1. We're coming to you live from Anantapur, Andhra Pradesh. And this is the 5th season of NCS. We are at the Ultimate Frisbee Nationals, culminating after having sectionals and regionals in various venues across the country. We have Awadh Kheladies on offense. Lakshman on the disc mark. Moving the disc to number 20 on the Kheladies team. Oh, big hammer to reset. Really confident move to number 21. Nice over the head throw to Kajal. Back to 21. And back to Kajal just outside the end zone now. Looking to complete this point. And it's a hammer collected by Awadh Kheladies for the first point of the game. Score is 1-0 to Awadh Kheladies. I'm joined here by Viggy from Tix, and he will be co-commentating this match along with me.
Greetings everybody, good afternoon, and we hope you're having an enjoyable time watching NCS 2023-2024. We welcome you to the quarterfinals. The first and second quarterfinals of the day. The first and second quarterfinals of the day have been won by Airbenders and Flywild respectively. This is the third and fourth quarterfinal that's taking place. On the other screen, we also have L2F, which is Learning to Fly, playing Airborne, both top teams from India. And if you want to tune in and watch that as well, please do. We hope you have a great time. And back on the screen, the pull goes up from Awadh. I think it lands very close to the end. This picked up by Josh, centered to Sarang. It's almost a D, but this goes to Kanish, who passes it to Priya. Back to Kanish. Somewhat of a zone defense being played by Awadh Kheladies here. Nitya, when do you think teams prefer to use zone defense?
I think, of course, zone defense is always very popular during windy conditions, but for Awadh especially, it's something that is like a backbone of their defense. It's something that they always fall back to, especially having like Kajal as their deep. That's her preferred role in the team, and then you have some really quick feet, always setting up the zone and restricting the space for the other team. Something very characteristic of the Awadh defense. And it pays off this time. Kajal in the deep position with the D there for Kheladies. A little bit of confusion as to where exactly they are going to restart, but the disc will promptly be checked in by number 21. Sarang on the disc mark, looking to recenter. This is, I believe, the third hammer in just the first few minutes of the game that they are using to recenter the disc. A big hug goes up, and there is a player under it. Kajal is under it in the end zone, and she does come down with it for the score. That's a break point for Awadh Kheladies. It's 2-0 to Kheladies. ATC 0, Awadh Kheladies 2.
5 versus 4. 4 versus 5. At the moment, this is 4th place versus 5th place. They're both playing for a place in the semi-finals. 4th is ATC at the moment, and 5th is Awadh Kheladies.
We're seeing ATC offense now. Naveen, number 99 on the disc, looking to reset. Resets to Josh, to Sarang on the far side of the field. Sorry, Tejas, number 24, my mistake. Back to Naveen. The ATC players spread out quite evenly towards the end zone that they're attacking. Big around all the way to the other side to Mai. Reset to Tejas, back to Mai. Some quick movement now on the close side. Really nice around there from Naveen, really utilizing the whole width of the field here. Tejas again, back to Mai. To Josh, just outside the end zone. And an easy pass to Sherl, who's wide open in the end zone for the score. That's the first point for ATC. The score is 1-2 to Awadh Kheladies. ATC 1, Kheladies 2.
And the pull goes up from ATC. Seems to be 4 male players on the line. So we have a gender ratio that switches every 2 points, with 4 men and 3 women playing 2 points and 4 women and 3 men playing 2 points at a time. This is also one of the things that promotes equality in the sport. A brick has been called at the moment by the Awadh Kheladi player. Jeev, number 94, is on the mark. And a hug goes up. Oh, seems to have overshot by just a little bit, as the Awadh Kheladi player seems to be just a little short of where the disc ended up. That's a turn, and ATC will be looking to capitalize on every chance that they get.
ATC offense now setting up in what seemed to be a vertical stack, but now they're moving into a horizontal stack and a setup. There's one player shooting off deep, and Roshni from Awadh Kheladies is forced to hang back in order to defend. Big hug goes up, a few people jumping, and Awadh Kheladies with the D, promptly shot off deep, but it's just too far again, and he's not able to collect. Two quick turnovers, and ATC will collect back on offense.
And I think that's the third turn of the point. ATC has the disc again. Shiva seems to have made an in-cut and passes it back to Sushmita, who passes it to Kanishk. Kanishk passes it to Piyush. A good low throw. Who passes it to Ashmita, and seems to be a turn. The disc has touched the ground first before the player could have gotten under it.
Priyanshu, captain of Kheladies, handling with Sunny now for Awadh. Govind on a disc. Back to Sunny. Forehand to number 13 on the close side. Looking for options. Resets back to Sunny. Nice in cut by Manju to Roshni. Just outside the end zone now. Govind on the disc. Looking to finish this point, but lots of patience. Looking to reset back. But Manju with a quick in cut inside the end zone for easy dump for the score. That's 3-1 to Awadh Kheladies. Awadh Kheladies 3, ATC 1. I think Awadh Kheladies are a team from Lucknow, UP. They are from the NGO Project Kale, and they practice quite relentlessly. I remember hearing from one of them about their schedule, and they wake up early in the morning, 6 a.m. or so, and they are on the field, and they have another practice session, I think, in the evenings. So they sometimes practice twice a day, and it is quite evident in the way they play that as a group they have played a lot of ultimate together, because you can see that in with the ease of their communication, with their ability to know where each player is and where they will be moving to. There's a good easy flow in both their offense and defense, which can only come through a lot of practice. Having said that, now the pull went out of bounds and ATC is called a brick. Josh now starting at the brick mark. Nice backhand throw by Naveen, gaining a lot of yardage there. Back to Josh. Little bit of a fumble, but Tejas does come down with it. Resets. Sarang does come down with it. Resets back to Josh, and again Sarang to Mai, and a nice backhand sweep into the end zone where Sherl is ready to collect. There is some confusion. I think Kheladies have made a call. Not fully sure what the call is. Josh can be seen discussing with Neha about it. Looks to be a travel is what Vicky is saying. Travel call on Sarang, and the disc has gone back to him. In general, it appears to be quite a clean game. I don't see too much contact happening. Wouldn't you agree? What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, but we're only, 4 points into the game, and it's not that intense yet for games to start making bids just yet. But it's great that contact is minimized as well. Reduces the chances of injury, makes the sport much more safe and inclusive for everybody.
Nobody's commentating that.
And TJ throws one just above the immediate defender in front of him to Sherl, makes the score, and now it's 2-3 to ATC. ATC are 2 and Awadh are 3. ATC will be pulling the disc for the next point.
You want to go
I'll
inside?
go to that.
We're back on the action here. Awadh Kheladies on the disc on offense. Neha in Awadh for on the disc resets back to Priyanshu, number 21, captain of the team, along with Manju, who is currently not on the line. To Govind, back to Priyanshu. To Govind, a little bit of a call, just sorting out whether there was some contact that was made between the two players. And ATC player accepting whatever foul that was called. Checked back in. Awadh just outside the end zone that they're attacking. Big mark by Shiva from ATC. Quick forehand goes up into there. Now they're just knocking on the line of the end zone. A short pass into the end zone, but the disc is turned over. And ATC will be starting from their side of the end zone on offense. Disc is checked back in. And there's a big hug that goes up from ATC. There is Shiva under it, but it's gone really high up, and there are a couple of players under it. And Shiva jumps down, and it appears he had his fingers on the disc, but there was some contact, and I think there's some discussion now between Shiva and Priyanshu, and it is an accepted foul. It seems Shiva picks up and will start. Shiva, player from Hamadat zone, and now is playing with ATC, has really incredible jump and skies. Oh, a lovely, lovely throw from Awadh Kheladies, and Naveen from ATC really chasing it down, trying to block it from the Awadh player, and I think he might have just got his fingers on it, but the Awadh player does manage to secure the pass in the end zone for the score. With a dramatic point here, and I believe the score is now 4-2 to Awadh Kheladies. ATC at 2, Awadh at 4. Big pull from Vandana. Sorry, Roshni from Awadh Kheladies. Collected by Josh. Swung quickly to Sarang. Josh and Sarang handling for ATC this point. To Kanishk. Stepping in to help. Back to Josh and to Kanishk. Some quick 1-2s from ATC. Kheladies playing a poachy defense, but giving a bit too much space here, I think, to ATC offense. They are able to progress the disc with these 1-2s quite far upfield, and there's a player open in the deep, and they do take advantage of that slightly less tight defense that Kheladies played this point. So that's a score for ATC. It's 3-4 now to Awadh Kheladies. ATC at 3, Kheladies at 4. Some really high-level ultimate being played here at the quarterfinals of our 5th NCS Nationals 2023-24 between Awadh Kheladies and Air Traffic Control. Rather creative name for this Bangalore-based club team. Kanishk with the pull from ATC. Big pull, flow. Gonna curve into the end zone of Kheladies. Collected by number 14 from the team. Pass to Neha, but there was a bit of a miss pass there, and I think some miscommunication happened between a couple of the Awadh Kheladies players, and it does result in a turnover. Very tight Pochi defense now being played by Awadh Kheladies. Disc is spun to Naveen in the center of the field. Experienced handler of many years, who's been playing with ATC I think for the past 4 or 5 years. To Kanishk. And Kanishk's characteristic low forehand release collected by the ATC player waiting in the end zone with open arms. Something quite special about Kanishk's low forehands. Very characteristic flick of the wrist he has on those low forehanded throws. That was the equalizing point for ATC, and they've caught up. They were down a break, and I think Awadh's defense has been a little bit slacking for the past couple of points, and ATC have managed to fully capitalize on that and have caught up. The score is now tied at 4 each. I think both of these teams have some players who've represented India. I know Naveen from ATC, who's one of the handlers, was selected and recently played in the Asia Oceanic and Guts Championship in the Philippines. On the other end, a few of the players, Neha, Roshni, Vandana, all have been selected for at least one India team campaign. Kheladies swinging the disc in their own end zone, and a nice low forehand, backhand to Roshni. Resets back. Roshni to Neha. Back to Roshni. Back to Neha again. Back to Roshni. A little bit of fumble. Does secure it. Roshni and Neha really working the disc up the field with quick 1-2s. Supported now by Govind. Resets back to Neha again. Number 4 on the disc. Back to Roshni. Roshni trying to direct some traffic. Couple of Awadh players hanging back. They should be moving up the field. Govind with the disc now on the close side, and a big forehand flick into the end zone. Collected by the Awadh player for the score by Awadh. 5-4 to Awadh Kheladies. I want to take this quick break to give a shout out to Enerzol, our hydration partner for this tournament, and Anandpur Sports Academy, of course, for this lovely venue and these 4 fields that they've graciously given us to host our nationals, as well as Agile, who is our awards partner for this event, and SportVot, which is our broadcasting team, and our commentating as well as this live stream is coming to you via them. We're back on the action here. Sarang on the disc for ATC. Awadh Kheladies again continuing to keep up that poach, leaving one of the ATC women free and having an extra women defender around the disc, around the handler of ATC, and it does pay off as number 13 manages to get the grab, forcing a turnover from ATC. Awadh back on offense, looking to regain their one break advantage. Some quick passes between Kajal and Govind. Govind on the disc, forehand into the end zone, collected by the Awadh Kheladies player, and that is a point for Awadh Kheladies and a break point at that. Score is 5-4 to Awadh. Sorry, 6-4 to Awadh Kheladies. It's really important now at this stage for ATC to keep their chest out and their shoulders high and to maintain their composure and keep their spirits high. And I believe a timeout has been called, perhaps to discuss something along those lines. You can see Sarang now meeting up with ATC. The same happening on the other end of the field where the Kheladies have gathered and are themselves having a word about the game, getting some water. It gets quite hot here in Andhapur, upwards of 34-35 degrees Celsius during midday, and high temperatures continuing well into the night as well. So it's important for these teams who typically live in cooler places, both Bangalore and UP, to adjust to these conditions. We'll take now a quick break for advertisements because of the timeout. See a big pull coming up from Awadh Kheladies, and the disc is collected by ATC. Shirl in the hot pink shorts on the ATC side, looking to resets to Josh. Josh, quick backhand to Mai up the line, back to Shirl in the middle of the field, back to Josh. Quick movement now by ATC, and it's a bit of a low release, slightly misplaced throw there from the ATC team, which is not collected. Disc meets turf. It's a turnover. Awadh collecting on offense now. Easy backhand flick to Kajal. Kajal going up line. It's waved away. Looking to reset the disc now. Plady forehand to the center of the field, collected by Priyanshu. Govind now on the disc. Oh, a bit bit of a miscatch there. Uncharacteristic drop from Awadh Kheladies, number 18. Very quick to set up back on defense, and no reaction from their teammates. Always good. Sometimes you see when a drop is made, teammates giving disapproving looks and glances. However, as a pass is made from Sarang to Mai, and there is some debate as to whether the disc was down or up before it was caught. I think some discussion between Sarang and number 18 from Kheladi's team. The call is retracted. Very nice usage of hand signals there from number 18 on Kheladi's team, indicating that he is retracting his call and the disc will remain with ATC. Big forehand to Mai. Back to Josh. Nice throw to 58 on the far side. But another missed pass by ATC. Awadh Kheladies wasting no time, immediately picking up the disc and starting their own offense. But Awadh collects the team and collects the disc and promptly calls another timeout. So that's the second timeout in the first half for this game. Have ATC on offense. Mai with the disc in the middle of the field. Nice low forehand release to number 98, who is looking to reset back to Mai. Josh on the disc now. Forehand pass back to 98. Looking for a continuation pass. Really tight defense here by two Awadh Kheladies players. Josh does reset back to Mai. Call is made by Kheladies. I believe it's a travel call. Not 100% sure of what the call is. No hand signals are not being used. However, the disc appears to be going back to Josh, the blue cap, the ATC team, surrounded by two Kheladies defenders. Disc is checked in. Nice bladey forehand, back to 98. And Shirley is there in the end zone, and the disc is received for the score for ATC. That's 1 up for ATC, which brings them to 5 against Awadh Kheladies 6 points. The ATC squad, there are a couple of new feet and young talent who are playing for the first time this season. These boys are Lakshman and Shiva from Hamadat Zone, which is the college team of Azim Premji University. Young talent scouted out by the senior player of ATC, Naveen, and trained relentlessly on the grounds of Azim Premji University, who are now playing very successfully, I might add, for ATC. It's lovely to see their growth. In just 2-3 years of playing Ultimate, they have learnt a lot and are able to keep up with pretty much all the other players on this high-level club team of Bangalore. Kanishk now with the pull for ATC. Big floaty backhand, however, it is IO going the wrong way. OI going the wrong way and lands well out of bounds. So Awadh Kheladies offense gets to walk up a good portion of the field, starting on the sideline somewhere around the halfway mark of the field. The rest of the players lining up in the center of the field in a vertical stack as Priyanshu collects the disc. Oh, they had bricked the call, so that's not starting from the sideline but rather from the brick mark, which is a good 15 meters ahead of their end zone. Roshni on the disc now. Back into number 13, back to Roshni, some quick movement to number 20 on the far side, travel call. So the disc moves back to Roshni. Some Manju indicating that the ATC player was not where she is currently standing before the foul was made, so requesting her to move back to where she was during the time of the foul, as per the rules. Quick check as to whether everyone is ready, and the dish should be coming in as it's checked in. Roshni to Manju. Nice low forehand release to Neha. Nice backhand OI. Big layout bid by the Awadh Kheladies player in the orange shoes, but he's not able to get his fingers around the disc, and it does hit the turf. I hope he's okay. Seems to be dusting himself off and shuffling backwards in order to keep up with his defender. No time wasted between offense and defense as a big pull, big hug goes up by ATC, collected by Mai in the end zone, and a forehand release. There is an ATC player under it and two Awadh Kheladi defenders alongside of him, but a bit of a miscommunication there. The throw wasn't perfect and Shiva from ATC is not able to come down with it. Big backhand floaty throw all the way across the field to Manju. Back to Neha. Now to Roshni. To Manju again. Neha running deep. She's looking for options. And Neha collects on the far end of the end zone for a score. That's +1 to Awadh Kheladies. The score line stands at 5-7 to Awadh Kheladies. ATC players all raising their hands, indicating their readiness, and Awadh Kheladies coming in with the pull now. We have number 7, Govind, on the disc. Number 7 is his lucky number, which is why he has it printed in big font on his back. Josh coming in with the catch for ATC. Quick up the line pass to Sarang, to Tejas, to Shirl, back to Josh. Naveen, number 99. This characteristic shoulder fake and a pass to Josh, working the disc up the field very nicely now. ATC with quick movement. Awadh Kheladies a bit slow on defense. Naveen back on the disc on the far side. Looking forward, has to reset back to Mai. Looking to recenter the disc. Awadh Kheladies finally now getting tight on defense. Bit lax towards the end, and between Tejas and Naveen, they do polish off this point. So that's +1 to ATC. 6-7. ATC 6, Awadh Kheladies 7. Hello, sir. Hi, sir. बोलिए. हाँ, स्कोर पूरा मिलेगा लेफ्ट साइड. कौन सा स्कोर आप बोल रहे हैं? हाँ, ठीक है. ठीक है, अभी तो नहीं दे सकते, लेकिन एक घंटे के बाद में दे सकते हैं. हाँ, कल का रिपोर्ट है. think very nice team bonding activity. The whole of ATC gets down and does a 5 burpees for the mistake that they made, giving Awadh Kheladies a very quick point. I was not able to commentate upon the last point. That brings the scoreline to 6-8. Awadh Kheladies lie 2 breaks above ATC, and hopefully this team activities, and these 5 burpees are going to help them recenter their minds and re-energize their legs in order to be able to catch up and convert a few break points to equalize the score. Believe a timeout. This marks half time because Kheladies have reached 8 points, so we will probably break for advertisements. Half time. We are coming back to you live from Anantapur Sports Village in Andhra Pradesh. This is NCS Season 5. The Nationals is happening here after we've culminated from the sectionals and the regionals, which happen in various venues across the country. We're here now, and we have Awadh Kheladies from UP, from Lucknow in UP against ATC from Bangalore in Karnataka, facing off in the quarterfinals, the last set of matches today. Awadh Kheladies will be starting on offense now after the halftime. Priyanshu raising his hands, indicating his readiness to receive the pull from ATC, where we have the 7 on the line, just picking their marks before releasing the disc for the pull. Big pull goes up from ATC, rolling past the halfway mark. Awadh Kheladies leisurely setting up their offense. Priyanshu, number 21, picking up the disc to Govind, to Roshni. Nice forehand to Neha. Neha to Manju, and Manju with a nice backhand flick. Really solid offensive flow there from Awadh Kheladies, with very clean offensive flow along the far side of the field, working the disc up quite smoothly all the way into the end zone for a nice easy score by Awadh. That leaves the scoreline at 6-9, ATC 6, Awadh Kheladies 9. It's been a long day 2 here at ASV. It's Anantapur Sports Village, and we can see some of the players' shoulders starting to droop and breath getting heavy as the last set of matches are progressed past halfway. Definitely fatigue starting to set in for all these athletes after 2 full days of playing hard in the sun. 1 more day to go. The winner of this quarterfinal will be progressing into the semis, which will happen tomorrow. Govind with the pull now from Awadh Kheladies. Big high sky pull, floating gently into the end zone, into Josh's awaiting hands from ATC. Josh to Sarang, Sarang to Naveen. Naveen to number 98, to Shirl, to Sarang, to Josh, to Mai. Big forehand fake and backhand to Shirl. Shirl looking to reset, resets back to Mai. Nice forehand to Sarang just outside the end zone. Bit backhand to Josh. Josh looking to end this point, and it's a nice backhand throw to Naveen in the end zone for a catch, and that's a score for ATC. So ATC +1, that leaves us at 9-7 to Awadh Kheladies. To take a brief moment to quickly give a shout out to our sponsors. First, our medals and trophy sponsor, Agile, as well as our hydration sponsor, also important in such a hot and humid climate as we have here in Anantapur. That's Enerzol. They've graciously provided Enerzol packets for all of our 16 teams participating here at this event. And last but definitely not least, Anantapur Sports Village for their gracious hospitality. They're hosting, I think, 8 or 9, almost more than half of the teams we have here on this campus itself, as well as these lovely grounds they've given us. Some defensive strategy being discussed between the ATC players, Talib and Shiva on the line, and a big pull comes up from ATC, floating into the end zone. Forward collected by Priyanshu to 14. Back to Priyanshu. Priyanshu back to 14. Few passes between Priyanshu and number 14, I believe is Sunny on Kheladies team now. A big hug from Govind, number 7. Manju is under the disc. Shirl is there with her. Will she come down with it? And she does. Really well read and well received pass between Govind to from Govind to Manju. However, there does seem to be a call on field. I think a travel call. No, there was just some discussion between Shiva on ATC and Priyanshu on Kheladies team, which was not a call. So the score will stand. So that marks the 10th point for Awadh Kheladies. ATC is at 7. Really mixing it up. I think one of the few hucks of this game, there were just a few passes between Sunny and Priyanshu on Awadh Kheladies team. They were constantly looking forward, looking for opportunities, but keeping the stall count low, resetting quickly until they did see that one beautiful gap with Manju cutting into the deep space, marked just by Shirl, and she managed to make some distance between the two and read the disc very well in order to receive that pass. In general, we've seen Awadh Kheladies mixing it up quite a bit this time with lots of gives and goes between Roshni and Neha when they've been handling, and between Sunny and Priyanshu, good communication, a lot of patience, waiting for some people to go into the deep space, and then nice clean hugs to them. Pull goes up from Kheladies as they are all pointing to the ATC players whom they are choosing to mark. Sarang raises his hand indicating that he will be picking the disc from the sideline. Sorry, Josh on the disc from the sideline. Oh, they've chosen to brick the pull, which means that they'll be starting 15 meters out of their end zone at the brick mark in the center of the field. Disc is being checked in. Josh to Mai on ATC. Mai with a big backhand. There is a player under it. And it is collected after a little bit of fumbling just out inside the end zone. Wow, just two passes from Josh to Mai, and Mai straight into the end zone from ATC, kind of mirroring the previous point we saw there from Awadh with a big huck. So two quick points in succession by either team. Scoreline stands at 8-10. ATC at 8, Kheladies at 10. We have Shirl with the pull from ATC. Nice pull by Shirl. Collected by Priyanshu from Awadh Kheladies. in his stride, not wasting any time there for our Kheladies offense. Govind now on the disc to Priyanshu. Nice bid by Shirl, doesn't get there quite fast enough. To Sunny. Back to Govind. Sunny again. Priyanshu. Over the top backhand to Govind. Govind crisscrossing his cutting across from the left side of the field to the right. Awadh Kheladies making good progress up the field. Priyanshu marked by Sarang now. Priyanshu resetting to the center of the field. Sunny to Govind for the score. Don't know what was happening with the ATC defense. They didn't seem on point during this point. Not quite attentive enough to... there was that one nice bid from Shirl, attacking the handlers of Awadh Kheladies, trying to get the disc, but albeit unsuccessful. Yet another point for Awadh Kheladies. Scoreline is at 8-11. They seem to be taking this game away. We're just over 1 hour into this game. It's a 100-minute game, which means we have approximately 35-40 minutes left. We've had 75 minute games until this bracket stage, where we have the positional games and the quarterfinals, wherein we have slightly longer format 100-minute games. Big pull up from Awadh, all of them sprinting up to mark the ATC players, not giving them any space on defense. Josh trying to reset, does reset to Sarang. Sarang to TJ. Tejas. Big crazy mark from Awadh Kheladies. Tejas to Josh. Josh with a forehand flick to Naveen. Naveen looking deep. Cut off by the Awadh Kheladies defender. Resets back to Josh. Josh to TJ. TJ, nice forehand, getting a lot of yardage. Sorry folks, we had some power outages, so there will have been an interruption in the stream. However, what happened during the break was that Awadh Kheladies scored a point and ATC scored a point each, so the scoreline's at 10-12 now, and ATC's just pulled the disc. Awadh Kheladies are on offense. We also had some very lively cheers from the Awadh Kheladies sideline. There's a big hug goes up from Kheladies. There is a player under it, sandwiched by a couple of ATC players, but she does come down. I think that's Roshni who's come down for the score for Awadh. That's 13-12. 13-10 Awadh Kheladies, ATC at 10 and Awadh Kheladies at 13 points. What I was saying just now was that we had some great lively cheers from Awadh Kheladies. Sideline led by Angana, who works with Project Kale and makes lovely reels of the whole Kheladies. The Instagram page is Frizz Barabar, and they make very entertaining lovely reels of the whole group. So if interested, please go give them a follow, as well as of course India Ultimate. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram as well. Most of these club teams do have Instagram handles of their own. I know for a fact that ATC does, and most of the other club teams that are participating here, Tix, L2F, Puyal, Fly Wild, Airborne, all of them have their own Instagram pages. Govind with a big pull there from Awadh Kheladies, all of them sprinting down the field to set up that defense. Really turn this energy dial up to 100%. With really deep pulls, landing far into the end zone, and defense really giving it their all to sprint up to the people that they're marking, trying to limit the amount of space they are giving to all the ATC offense players. See, ATC is forced to reckon the disc well within their end zone. However, that being said under it, and does chase it down just outside the end zone that they are attacking now. Shell is in the end zone, looking for an option. Looking to reset. Mai is there in the deep space. Tries to reset to Josh. However, he is marked very tightly by Govind from Awadh Kheladies, who does get a beautiful D. Govind on the disc. Govind to number 13. 13 to Roshni. Roshni to Manju, and a big hug goes up. I think possibly too big. It's gone outside the back of the end zone and past the field. Awadh Kheladi player a bit too energetic there with his backhand hug. Good to see energy levels from both of these teams still on the high end, even after arduous 23 points into this game. Kheladi still giving it their 100%, and ATC as well giving it their all in order to stay in this game and convert every point that they have. TJ to Naveen for ATC. I mean to 98 to Mai to back to 98, back to Mai herself, a seasoned veteran of Ultimate Frisbee, who's represented India at various campaigns, I believe. Big hug there from ATC, collected by number 98 in the end zone for a score for ATC. Scoreline stands at 11-13, ATC at 11, Awadh Kheladies at 13. Among the other quarterfinals, I think the other quarterfinal that was happening between L2F and Airborne. Airborne took the victory, so they will have progressed to the semi-finals, where they're awaited by Fly Wild as well and Airbenders. So the three semi-finalists that have already been decided are Airbenders, Fly Wild. Sorry. Yes, Airbenders, Airborne and Fly Wild, and this quarter final match will decide the fourth semi-finalist. Kanishk with a big pull from ATC. Lands in the end zone, promptly collected by Priyanshu, running up the field, moving the disc very quickly, not wanting to waste any time, dawdling within their own end zone space. Sunny, number 14 on the disc. Big backhand to Roshni with a good in-cut. Roshni looking forward, does find Manju with an in-cut of her own. Manju back to Roshni with getting a lot of yardage just outside the end zone. Really nice cut there by Neha. Faking into the force side and then cutting back into the break side, and Roshni with an easy pass into the end zone for the score. Really quick, efficient movement by Awadh Kheladi offense to give them the score. They are at 14 now, as we can see all the ATC players hopping back into their ritual of doing 5 burpees. Not sure exactly what it is, but from what I can see here, it's something where the captain calls out if they have not been active enough on defense or something like this, as a ritual of punishment almost. Regardless of what it is, it's always lovely to see teams coordinating and doing activities. Some high fives being doled around now on the ATC line. We have Roshni from Awadh Kheladies with a huge pull there into the end zone. Josh to Naveen, Naveen to Mai for ATC. Mai to 98, 98 looking forward, finds Sarang, Sarang to Josh, Josh to Shirl, back to Josh, looking to Shirl again, finds number 98 on the far side, back to Josh again. To Sarang, couple of ATC players hanging back. Ideally they should all be ahead of the disc. However, there is a bit of a fumble and a turnover, promptly picked up by Awadh Kheladies. A big hug goes up. There is Naveen who comes under it and boxes out the Awadh Kheladies offensive player. Checks in the disc, wastes no time on his side as well. Big forehand across the field throw to Josh. Josh to Mai. Mai sending it to Sarang. Sarang to number 19 on the close side. I think that's Mahi. Mahi to number 98. Back knocking on the end zone that they're attacking yet again. And Mahi finds the pass into the end zone, the cut into the end zone for the score for ATC. ATC is at 12 now to Awadh Kheladies 14. Awadh Kheladies will start the next point on offense. All they have to do is not turn the disc over and score in order to take the game. Another big cheer coming up from Awadh Kheladies sideline as ATC is coming in. Shirl with the pull for ATC, floating smoothly into the third quarter of the field, collected again by Priyanshu with a running start to Sunny. Back to Priyanshu, to Roshni. Roshni to Sunny. Sunny to Neha. Oh, with an uncharacteristic drop there from Neha in the end zone. Was a slightly awkward position to collect the disc, and she does drop it. Now Shiva in full with one black sleeve and full geared up, running into the deep space, cutting helter-skelter for ATC on offense. However, there's a turnover. There was an interception by the Awadh Kheladi player. Awadh Kheladi is back on offense. 21, Priyanshu with the disc. Sends a big huck into the end zone. There is a player. And he was all by himself. However, the huck went a bit too far. There's nothing that the Awadh Kheladi offensive player can do about it. So there's another turnover. ETC has another chance to convert this point. It's been a really well-spirited game. There have not been many calls, and any calls that did happen were resolved very quickly. And does not seem to be much body contact. Both teams well aware of the rules that Frisbee is a non-contact sport and keeping to their own space as much as possible. Turnover there by ATC offense. Awadh Kheladi is back on offense now. Manju directing traffic. Manju, the captain of Awadh Kheladi, is directing some traffic there. Resets to Priyanshu. Priyanshu telling his teammates to take it slowly. Priyanshu to Sunny. Back to Priyanshu and Sunny again. Priyanshu again. Just resetting the stall count here, swinging the disc among the handlers, constantly looking forward into the deep space to see if there are any other opportunities for a nice easy pass into the end zone. Good movement between Govind, Sunny and Priyanshu here. Nice around reset to Govind, number 07. Govind with a forehand flick into the end zone. Pick to lackadaisical, and it's another turnover. ATC with the disc. However, they were caught in their own end zone, a bit of a high pressure situation, and there's a missed throw, and Kheladies are back on O yet again. Sunny on the disc for Kheladies. Nice low forehand release across the field to Govind, shooting it off yet again into the deep space. However, it is intercepted by number 98 of the ATC team. I believe that's the fourth or fifth turnover of this point. Naveen now collecting for ATC offense. Picks up the disc and calls a timeout. Much needed timeout, having seen that most of the athletes are quite tired on this point.
right side. Non-veg dinner.
सब्जी खाने में क्या है? खाने में क्या है? क्या है?
Pull going up from ATC. Priyanshu on the disc. Priyanshu to Sunny. Sunny with a forehand flick to Roshni. Roshni moving it up along the far side of the field. Back to Priyanshu. Priyanshu back to Sunny. Back to Roshni with a nice in cut on the far side. To Manju. Just outside the end zone now, looking to finish. They should be resetting. Resetting back, yes. Should be centering the disc. Good recentering the disc to Sunny. And Sunny with an easy forehand flick into the end zone for the score for Awadh Kheladies. And with that, the game as well. The 15 point to ATC's 13 points as both teams line up. Quick shout out again to ASV for giving us these grounds and being our host for the nationals. We have Awadh Kheladies proceeding into the semi-finals, which we will have tomorrow. Thank you all for tuning in. This is Nitya Skaria from India Ultimate, and kindly follow us on YouTube and Instagram for further live streams and events.